What is going on, guys? What is going on? Didn't really even set up for this live stream. I just set it up right now. So hopefully you guys are able to find it. But basically we wanted to go over the Evergrande bankruptcy in China. Now this is a pretty big deal because Evergrande is the second largest property developer in China. And if you guys recall from the Fed meeting minutes and from the last Fed meeting, one of the concerns that Jerome Powell had, and obviously other economists have to do with the housing market, or sorry, not the housing market, but commercial real estate. But the Evergrande Group, this has been something that has really been a red flag from last year, because Evergrande was essentially running, I don't want to call it a Ponzi scheme, but they were essentially running, and I'm going to share my screen in 2 seconds, but they were essentially running a scheme where they would take deposits from, people that wanted to buy property. And, ownership in China, property ownership in China is fairly new. It's not something that was accessible to a lot of people. So they would take deposits and then use that to actually build the property. So the properties weren't really, already set up or already finished before before they would take these deposits from people. So essentially, they would take deposits, build the properties, build new properties from the deposits that were supposed to be, allocated to existing properties. So it was sort of like they were running this expansionist scheme where they were using money that wasn't allocated to new properties. They were using, so if you put a deposit down on a house, right, they would take that money and build a new property with it. But the reason that this is crazy is because, like I said, it's the second largest property developer in China. And some estimates have put it at 30% of the country's gross domestic product, right? Chapter 15, you might have heard of Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and you haven't heard of Chapter 15 bankruptcy. Chapter 15 bankruptcy is essentially for foreign companies. It protects foreign companies whose corporate debt is widely held among Western institutional investors, and it protects them from bankruptcy law, which is crazy. You wouldn't think that there would be such a thing that exists. But if, the U.S. investors hold a lot of Evergrande corporate debt, then Chapter 15 essentially protects them in the same way that Chapter 11 or Chapter 7 would protect an individual or corporation domestically, right? But like I said, this isn't something new. The meltdown started in 2021, if you guys remember, when Evergrande failed to make interest payments. So this isn't anything new, but the bankruptcy comes at a time, obviously, when the stock market and when the economy looks like it's about to turn. And so, it just seems like a lot of times the technicals and the fundamentals align, right? It seems like, you have the Evergrande news coming out. You had the news of the downgrade of the U.S. debt by Fitch, right? All of that seems to come around the same time, which is, I can see why people would say, oh, the stock market is rigged. I agree. I don't think that it's rigged in the way that people think, right? I don't think it's rigged in the way that it's going after your orders. But certainly like I said before, there are levers that institutions can pull that are beyond our control, such as the Fitch downgrade. I think the Fitch downgrade came, if you guys remember, it was right around near market top. But there were a few reasons why we thought that there would be a pullback. We are currently short on the market. And there are a few reasons for that. It wasn't so much because of the Fitch downgrade, but just, if you've been following this channel, you know why to us, there were signs that, we could see a pullback. Now, I'm not expecting a market crash. I know that it's crazy when you get a pullback, even of not like, if you look at the weekly chart, we're not, the stock market is not crazy down, right? We are down exactly 5% from recent highs. And what did I say time and time again on this channel? I said, usually within the first month after a bull market, right, when we go from bear to bull, you will see a pullback of 5 to 10%. So there's that. And then we were also looking at the stock market for August and September. And August and September are the two, well, September for sure is the worst month for the S&P 500, and August is not far behind. In comparison to July, which the last 16 Julys in a row have been green. So you have that as well. And then obviously, the shenanigans with the Fed continuing to raise, saying that they're going to continue to raise rates. So, we were expecting a pullback here of 5 to 10% for August. And as I said before, I do think towards the end of August, historically, towards the end of August, you'll see an end to the pullback. Now, why do I think that? One, we are in a pre-election year, and two, January through July, we've grown by over 10%. And when those two things happen, the end of the pullback usually occurs by the end of August. So this is a healthy pullback. This is something that you do want to see in the market. If we pull up a moving average, I bet you were near, what the hell is this? Oh my God. No, not this. If you pull up a moving average, I bet you were near the 50. I just want a simple moving average. Let's see if I do SMA. There. If you pull this up, I bet you we're near or right below the 50 MA. Yeah. Let me do this. So we just fell below the 50 moving average. And if you watch my previous video, I was saying that when we get the 821 EMA crossover as well on the daily, that we tend to see a 6% pullback after that. So to me, this is a normal pullback. This should be a buying opportunity, especially for those of you that want to pick up stocks like Tesla. For those of you that want to pick up stocks, well, I think Apple, it will be a juicy pickup at around 160. But those of you that want to pick up stocks like Tesla, like Apple, those of you that want to pick up some shares of QQQ, right, or S&P 500 for your long-term portfolio, I mean, these are discounts. Like QQQ is down 8% because it is mostly tech heavy. So in my view, these are opportunities to pick this stuff up, and most people will not, because obviously they'll do so out of fear, right? So let me say what's up to those of you. Roberto, what's going on? John Paul, Mohamed, James, Lyle, what's going on? James is from Malaysia. Sonar, what's going on? Swoosh, Tanvir, Phyllis, Carl, Colin Dinger, what are your thoughts on PayPal for a long-term investment? Colin, you know how I am, bro. Like I'm not a fan of stock picking. That's not my thing. Is your toss dashboard available in the Discord? Yes. Go down to tools. It's right there. Yeah. I'm not a huge, oh, we did get an options alert. Let me see what this is. Selling the PayPal. Well, there you go, Colin. One of our analysts sent out a cash secure put on PayPal. But in terms of like an actual investment, like I keep my stock investing boring, you know? Like I don't need a headache in my life because trading is enough of a headache, right? So it's like I would much rather keep my stock investing boring. If you looked at my stock portfolio, Apple is my biggest holding. Um, but in general, it is mainly ETFs, right? I'm not out here picking stocks, um, trying to determine which one is going to blow up and which one isn't. And people like PayPal because like they like most stocks from the 2020 era, right? They look at it and they're like, "Oh, it was 300, now it's 58." Is it's going to get back to 300. I don't know. Maybe at some point it will. Maybe it never will. I mean, this was an era that was very overinflated, right? So for me, it's not the type of company that I like. Like, what do I want with a fintech company? It's not my type of company, right? Like, what is the draw for you? What are their growth prospects? What products are they coming out with that you like? What is their cash flow situation like? What do they have in the pipeline um to potentially grow, right? It's think about that as opposed to it was 300, now it's 58. That's not really a good way to invest, honestly. um all right. So I want to do some live trading as well. Let's see what opportunities we have. Just want to see if I can. All right. Where do you think support is for Tesla? Yeah, I mean, I talked about this the last live stream. I think we are right around where I think Tesla is at support. If you look at last time from January to February, right after that we saw a 28% decline, right under the 50% retracement. Right now we're at a 27% decline, right under the 50% retracement. Right. Um, so, and plus, this is a former resistance area that's now support. And the resistance that I'm talking about is this right here, right? That's where we're at right now. So I think it's crazy. It's like people get so scared to buy here. But watch Tesla bump to 300. Watch how many people are going to try and buy it. You know what I mean? It's the human mind is crazy. The human mind, like this should make you happy here. This should make you happy to buy Tesla here. Um, I'm thinking about buying Leaps on Disney. Hopefully they don't release that horrible Snow White movie, but but I mean it's at the price that we were during the pandemic when all the parks were closed. So I'm thinking about buying Leaps on Disney and then selling calls against my shares. Now I'm actually pretty surprised looking at bond yields. Actually, we'll talk about bond yields in a second. I wanna run through more of this bankruptcy because what it could mean for it couldn't mean anything for the U.S. This is the sole reason that futures were down heavy overnight was because this came out after market close, right? It says the company noted relevant reports of the media and wishes to clarify that the company is pushing forward its offshore debt restructuring as planned. This isn't anything new, by the way, guys. Just look at how the market news cycle operates, right? Um, uh, is this a surprise to you when there were tons of reports coming out that at the beginning of the year, when everyone was thinking that there was more doom and gloom, there was so much cash on the sideline, right? When we started rallying in the beginning of the year, in January. And then the market started dropping in March, and everyone thought that we were going to drop further. But then the market kept rallying, and we were all of a sudden 5% away from all-time highs. And there was all this news that, money managers hadn't put their money to work, basically, and that there was so much money sitting on the sidelines, right? Is this a surprise to you that like the Fitch downgrade comes during this time, that they're making a big hoopla out of this Evergrande bankruptcy, right? Like this has been going on. This meltdown, their missed interest payments, has been going on since 2021. So it's nothing new. Obviously, the bankruptcy is something new. But even this article on Barron's, it says Evergrande's filing for U.S. bankruptcy protection is not a shock, but comes at a time when investors globally are stressed about the debt crisis in China's real estate sector. Trouble at property giants, including most recently the largest survivor, Country Garden, threatens to spill into the wider financial system and comes when the world's second largest economy is already in the midst of a slowdown. So, while this is a big deal, that if the second largest, property developer in China starts melting down, it has been melting down since 2021, right? This to me, like from my experience being in the stock market, this is what smells like a pullback. This is how they get the market to pull back, by inducing fear. Like actually, if you look at the, what is that thing? The CNN Fear and Greed Index. And then I want to get into some live trading. I don't want to waste time on this bullshit. If you look at the Fear and Greed Index, right? This was at extreme greed. Look where it's at now. We're now in the fear. And I don't use this for investing, by the way. Like I wouldn't, really just invest based off of this gauge alone. But look how quickly we go from extreme greed to fear. All it took was a Fitch downgrade, a 5% drop in the market, and now, risks of a global meltdown. And don't forget that next week, we have Papa J. Powell is going to be freestyling at Jackson Hole, right? He's going to be kicking his freestyle at Jackson Hole, like Eminem in 8 Mile. He's going to go hard in the paint for sure. Talking about, we're going to keep our foot on the gas. Inflation is, an ugly monster. We don't want to replicate what happened in the 1970s where inflation comes back. We need wages to come down. We need unemployment to go up. Like, watch. It will probably continue. And then by the end of August, once Jackson Hole is done, I think Jackson Hole is August 26th and 27th. I will be going live during that time. But once that's done, then I think that we'll give an opportunity for the market to come back. Now, that's barring any sort of black swan, obviously. If there's a black swan event where now we're getting real estate, commercial real estate folding in the U.S., that's a completely different story, which is a possibility, but something that is impossible to predict, right? All right. So we have this RTH gap here on the S&P 500. This is the regular trading hours gap. Be very interesting to see what happens if we fill it, right? And what I'm looking for here right now is to see if this represents liquidity taken on ES. Let me see. We'd have to zoom out a bit further. Yeah, this is the level from June. So there is an important level here. There is definitely an important level here. We do have this gap here from the beginning of June that we have to be mindful of as well. Not saying we're going to go down there, but we do have to be mindful of it and map it out so that when we're on our chart, it's clear to us and we're not surprised by it, right? But this looks like this could be a liquidity event here. And I'd be very interested to see if we could pop above this green line. I definitely don't like this wick, but then again, this is the 3-minute chart. And this is now the 5-minute chart. So I want to see if we can significantly pop above this with displacement before I even look for longs. And then remember on the RTH, we have a gap here that goes to 43.82 on ES. NQ probably looks very similar, but I'd be curious. So NQ, this is very interesting. NQ has an RTH gap all the way from June that it is now actually filling. If we can get a full fill of this gap, then I would likely potentially look for longs, especially on a Friday. One thing that's super interesting is the VIX is up 3.5%, but it hasn't spiked like crazy. And then Dixie is down and TNX is down, right? So I think that interest rates are down because the expectation is that, with a high risk event like the second largest developer in China going under for bankruptcy, that the Fed will be easy in September and not raise rates. And when we did the Fed meeting minutes on Wednesday, there were a couple of Fed members that apparently were talking about pausing in September and then resuming in October. So that could be with added pressure from something like this, even though, again, this is not new news. With added pressure, something like this, there is a hope that the Fed actually doesn't raise rates in September, which is why you see bonds going up today. And I still have that open position, by the way. It's not a huge position, but I still have an open position on ZT from the last live stream. So ZT are the 2-year futures. And it's not a huge position. I am looking to add to it strategically. Right now I only have 2 contracts. Right now I only have two contracts of ZT, but this is the one that I was talking about in the last live stream, the 2-year futures. So it's up 360, as you can see here. I wasn't comfortable opening more than 2 contracts. Obviously, position sizing is extremely important, and is going to be informed by the context here. And the reason that I opened that long on the 2-year is because I was hoping that in the Fed meeting minutes it would be more of the same, and there wasn't much news that came out of that, and we were at a major support line on the 2-year futures, right? And now I'm hoping that these fears are going to basically tell bond investors that maybe the Fed will be less hawkish. I do plan on closing these before Jackson Hole because that's when Jerome Powell brings his A game in terms of lyricism, and might actually, try to be aggressive once again with his speech. So I really want to add to this. I might add to it after Jackson Hole. Obviously, when you have a position going for you, you wish that you open a bigger position, but based on my thesis and the fact that this could have gone the other way if the Fed meeting minutes were very aggressive, I was okay holding two contracts, because those 2 contracts, like if we do get a surge that goes back to here, those 2 contracts will be up a few $1,000s, even if we come back to this level here at 102.058. So I'm hoping that we could see a rally before Jackson Hole, and I will likely close them before Jackson Hole, and then after Jackson Hole, reopen a position, whether it's long or short, on the 2-year. But I did, from the last live stream, is when I took those positions, and they're still open, so haven't really touched them. Let me touch base with you guys. Oh, looks like I didn't get a chance to sell this. She sold the cash secure put October 20th, 57.5 for $3, already up 12%. I would not be surprised, by the way, to see the market. I would not be surprised to see the market maybe turn green. I'm not saying it will, but I wouldn't be surprised because, as I said, I think that the Evergrande news is old news, right? I just closed half of my 40% portfolio hedge and flipped them into long. Super happy about it. Always flexing. Good job, man. Good job. I still have the short call spread on the S&P 500. So we sent out the short call spread. And by the way, if you want access to all this stuff, just click the link in the description. This is the last day for 50% off the first 3 months. Where was the short call spread? Which is up 60% right now, by the way. But I sent out the portfolio hedge on August 10th. And we opened the 450, 455 short call spread on the SPY. So August 10th was right here. So brilliant timing. I'm going to keep that open because, like I said, the reason I didn't go with naked options is because I didn't want to get decayed, right? And say the price, bounces up and down here, those naked options are eventually, those premiums are going to get killed. So I opened a short call spread. And, if that just comes in, if the SPY by expiration is a penny under 450, I get paid 100% of the credit. So I really like options for those types of plays. And in day trading, been sticking a lot more to futures. Guillermo Alencar says, come on, everyone, leave a like for the stream. Yeah, hit that thumbs up if you guys are on the stream. I'm horrible at asking for this. So thank you, Guillermo, so much. There's 500 of you here. So that other people find the stream, leave a thumbs up. Do you think we break 430 on the SPY? I mean, sure, we're at 434, so that you're now dealing in the margins. I mean, it doesn't matter if we break 430 or stay at around 430. Yeah, I mean, I think a 5 to 10% pullback is doable. But, as I said before on I think it was on Twitter, I had posted this saying right here. I don't use EMAs for trading, but I use them for longer term analysis. 821 just crossed on the S&P 500. We routinely get at least a 6% pullback when this happens. So if you see here, the 821, every time we cross, we, during this last push here, we've gotten a 6 to 7% pullback. So right now we are on the S&P 500. We are at 5 and change. So yeah, I mean, sure, we can break 430, but I mean that's not like a wow sort of thing, right? We did cross below this trend line that we've established since March, and then you have this longer trend line that we certainly can, since October, that we certainly can fall to, and that would constitute a 7.5% pullback. So yeah, I think we can break 430. I think 420 would be like, if we broke below 420, then I would be more concerned that this isn't a pullback and now we're going into correction territory. But all this was expected, right? This was expected. I mean, watch any of my previous videos within the last couple of months. Some are pullback was definitely expected, especially because we didn't get one after turning from bear to bull, right? Jason, Z's voice is so appreciate you. Just took Golden Pocket 5-minute FVG, 15-minute order block, and 1G order block for 30% gains. Most from your teachings. Appreciate you, man. And a lot of that stuff is ICT based, right? Like FVGs and order blocks. But yeah, Golden Pocket is definitely a secret weapon. Take a look at HE volatility. Yeah, bro. I mean, I thought about HE because obviously of what's going on in Hawaii. By the way, the Maui live stream is live on this stream, and I've been matching your guys' donations the entire week, and I will match them again today if you donate. So make sure you donate, and I will match your donations. And thank you for all donations, $1 or $1,000. Appreciate you guys. So the reason that Hawaiian Electric crashed isn't because of the wildfires in Hawaii. The wildfires in Hawaii happened back here, but this crash was because there was potential litigation due to the fact that the report is that they received warnings to turn off the electricity because of the high winds to shut down the electricity on the island of Maui. And they didn't listen to those suggestions, and they kept the electricity on, which helped lead to the actual wildfires, right? It's the winds with the dry air, with the sparks from the electrical lines, based on the story that I read. So the fact that litigation is still on the table, this is what caused Hawaiian Electric to crash. Now, I would not, in good conscience, short anything to do with the Hawaii wildfires. Like, I do believe, if we're talking about just regular corporate shenanigans, like, there was a company that was, on the hot seat for like tax fraud or something like that, yeah, I would short the shit out of that company. I would have no qualms about it. No really any sort of ethical concerns with shorting a company that was doing wrong, right? I have no ethical sympathy. I have no sympathy for a company like that. But something that's involved in a human tragedy where people are dying, there's no way in good conscience that I can even short that. Like what you're gonna make a couple of $100 off of a very tragic story. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. So I'm not really interested in looking at this. Now, if you wanted to say, I want to buy Hawaiian Electric because, I do think that they'll bounce back, that there will be a rebuilding process on Maui, and that Hawaiian Electric will be a part of that. And you buying this company is also supporting them financially because you're putting money in their stock, then yeah, I'm cool with that. But, shorting a company that's involved in a tragedy, I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. Surfer Boy, I love call spreads as well as the Iron Condor. You know what fucked me up? And you guys saw this, if you guys have been watching the live streams and the videos, I did want to open an Iron Condor on NVIDIA. And if you guys remember, I said I was going to open the short put side first and then see if we get a pre-earnings rally and then open the short call side. And this rallied by 7% on this day, which then my thesis was completely gone by that point. I still might do it now, but it would have been the perfect play on Monday. This was the day that it was reported that Saudi was buying, I don't know how many billions of dollars worth of chips from NVIDIA, and NVIDIA had a 7% rally. So I was going to open the short call side here, wait for a rally, short put side, wait for rally, and then open the a short call side. and then close this entire iron condor before earnings so that I don't get shellacked by earnings volatility, that play would have been so money. Would have been so money for sure. Was just looking at pics of our last trip to Maui and then see now how it is. It's crazy. Yeah, bro. That's crazy. Lyle, appreciate your donation of 20. Thank you so much. Emmanuel, appreciate your donation, man. 100 to HCF. I'll be matching your guys' donations. RP Yellow Belt, appreciate your donations. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys. When would it be safe to go long on NVIDIA? It's not safe, bro. You're in the stock market and you're dealing with an inflated stock that has a lot of hype around it because of AI. Remove the word safe, and then I'll answer your question seriously, because there's nothing safe about it. Reframe the question. AMC after the share dilution shaping up to be a decent opportunity. I think so. Although, it will experience a pop at some point. Hard to determine when, but I wouldn't invest in AMC. But if you're trying to swing trade it, sure. Danny, glad to be learning from a guy like you. Appreciate you, Danny. Appreciate you. I'm looking at 14,566 for an NQ entry, says Seba. Let's look at the NQ. Wow, NQ is down 1%. I'm going to add NQ, some more NQ to my long-term portfolio. I mean, QQQ. Definitely going to add QQQ here to my long-term portfolio. I mean, you're getting an 8% discount. I do think QQQ has more room to fall over the S&P 500. I think the SPY will see less of a pullback than QQQ. Like, I would not be surprised if this correction takes us to about 334 on QQQ, in which case I would definitely add more. But I would not be surprised to see that. And that would be the high from August 2022. But let's look at NQ for a day trade. Bro, this looks crazy. I don't know, Seba. NQ looks untradeable to me here. I wonder if there was a news drop. Let me see. Let me check CNBC real quick. These to me look like news candles. This right here. And it could just be volatility from Evergrande. Let's see.
Over and above inflation, more than we have for that matter. It was negative real yields for much of the prior decade. I guess, Steve, too, what that means is that the bond market on some level is restrictive based on those measures, at least more so than it was before. So either allowing the Fed to do less or having the Fed taking that into consideration for its stance and policy and its effect on the economy.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Mike, because it does raise a great question ahead of the Jackson Hole Summit next week, which is whether or not these yields are something the Fed wants. Is it happy about those? I don't imagine it's happy with a 7 and change mortgage, which Sarah was just talking about, and whether or not the Fed needs to address it. I will tell you, there's another debate brewing under.
Bond yields surge? What are these fools talking about? I mean, if they're saying in general, yes, but today, the 10-year is down 1.5%. Maybe they're talking about just the trend in general. Yeah, I'm sure they're talking about the trend in general since July. We definitely have been, we've seen a surging of bond yields. But Seba, I don't see third negative week in a row. I wonder if that's a record on the NASDAQ. I don't see a day trade on the NASDAQ because this to me looks untradeable here with all these wicks. I think this is a wait and see on the NASDAQ. ES is a bit cleaner. ES is a bit cleaner, but yeah, I wouldn't enter a trade here. And remember that green line that I was talking about on ES? This was a major support level going back to June, and we took liquidity below it, right? In general, when you have these rounding patterns, this can lead to a reversal to the upside. But we didn't cross above this green line significantly yet. So for me, it's a wait and see here. It's a wait and see. Let's look at the let's see if we can find a day trade. Oh, by the way, we absolutely murdered equities yesterday. Here was our Google trade. There was a beautiful setup on Google, and right before that, a beautiful setup on Tesla. So we eked 30-something% from Tesla and then 50% from Google, but then I had runners at 86%. But we absolutely murdered equities yesterday. So the futures look precarious here on the indices. So let's see if we can find an equities trade. I mean, honestly, this is a swing market. Like those swing short call spreads that we had, those are perfect. Like you could just get in those positions and rest easy because the market is trending down. Like I'm not even worried about that short call spread. I'm almost guaranteeing that those will expire for 100%. Nvidia looks interesting. So we have a daily fair value gap here on Nvidia that we are now populating. This definitely looks interesting to me for a potential long. Even though it is down 3% today, and I don't make a habit out of longing relatively weak names or shorting relatively strong names. Just like with Google yesterday, Google was up 2% when the market had crashed, but we took liquidity on Google above a major high. And then once we broke structure, we shorted the retracement. We broke structure, we shorted the retracement back into our zone, right? So I don't mind on occasion longing weak names or shorting strong names as long as we have a liquidity event. That's the most important part. And in this case, we are actually filling the daily gap here. Guys, if you're on the stream, hit that thumbs up. Give it just a thumbs up so that other people find the stream. If you would do me that kind favor. We want other people to find the stream. And unfortunately, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. So hit that thumbs up and appreciate you guys. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can spot a reversal here. Reversals, because they have a lot of runway, they usually pay out the most, right? And if Nvidia, for instance, has been beaten up, obviously calls on Nvidia are going to be really cheap. So if this can constitute, look, I want to zoom out and see. Yeah, so even on the 2 hour, we have this huge fair value gap here. I don't know if Nvidia can reverse, but it could definitely bounce. Like it might stay negative for today, but it definitely could bounce. I'm going to be monitoring this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be monitoring this. See, if we got a nice significant break in structure, I would actually long Nvidia here. I would take the 425 calls on Nvidia. If we got a nice significant break in structure and then we retraced, I would definitely take the 425 calls. But I'm not long in this. Not yet. You could scalp it, by the way, but for a broad-based long, you'd need to see a significant break in structure. Tesla untradeable. Untradeable. Look at all this. How do you trade this? Palantir looks somewhat interesting. Somewhat interesting. No trade here for me yet. And then, wow, Meta really tanked. It was 320, now it's 275. What are you guys looking at? Let me know. All right. Do you still have runners in the Google 130 puts? No, I closed those. How do I donate to the Hawaii cause? There's a button right there, bro. Kanish. Isn't there a button right there? Don't you guys see it? Other people were donating. The button's right there. What channel in Discord is best for looking at your day trades and setups? Day trade alerts or anything else? Yeah, day trade alerts is, look at all the setups here. Not just by me, but the wonderful analysts that we have on the Discord too. But yes, day trade alerts, and then you will have the more risky trades that are not A+ setups, but could be lucrative opportunities. But these ones are more risky for sure in degenerate trades, right? And then longer term trades for options are in options, and then stock alerts for long-term purchases, and then weekly analysis for my market analysis. It's pretty simple. And by the way, it's the last day to get 50% off, so you want to definitely take advantage of that. Jackson Hole and Bricks all next week. Yeah, that recent wick was in a 1 hour FEG. We're about to, oh, okay. I think I read that. Will NEPT squeeze? What the hell is NEPT, bro? You're asking me about, it did squeeze. Whatever the hell this is up 116%. It already did squeeze. I don't know. I don't trade penny stocks, dude. Thumbs up when you tell me your NEPT squeeze opportunity. I don't need your thumbs up, bro. I don't know anything about this penny stock. How can I look at this and tell you? Like, dive deep, look at it. What is its short interest? What is its short float percentage? I don't know anything about this company. Yes, did it squeeze before? Sure, but I don't know anything about its profile. So I don't know. You probably could tell me. Do you think Nvidia can go lower than 415 today? I sold it at 415. Maliska says, 415 put expiring today. Why the sad face, Maliska? And when did you sell that put? You sold it today? You just sold it at market open? I need more info on this play. But do I think it can? Yeah, the stock market can do anything. And it was already at 416.60. So yes, of course it can go below 415. Of course. I mean, we're dealing in the fringes here. Like, between 419 and 415 is like, 1%. It's down 3%. Can it be down 4%? Yeah, of course it can. I think that there's a high likelihood that you're protected here by this daily fair value gap. I think that's a high likelihood. But is it impossible? No, of course it can go to 415. That's a ballsy play. That's a ballsy play, Maliska. And apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name. But yeah, Did a double top thinking that will push the market higher, at least short term. What are you talking about? I might have missed a part of your conversation. Swoosh. What do all those wicks mean? All those wicks mean that there's an indecision between bears and bulls. RTY with a monster move. Oh my God, Scotty G coming through with the RTY alert. So RTY, I actually did a video on RTY. I went over my exact day trading strategy as it relates to futures. Make sure you guys watch. If you guys want an insight into exactly how it is that I trade, like literally exactly why I enter a position, how I exit, etc. Check out my last video
This
here.
interested me because I was like, hey.
Check out this last video where I do go over an RTY trade, step by step. It's literally my last video. But yes, RTY, when the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ aren't providing clean moves, RTY can provide a clean move. All right. Yeah, Scotty, there was no way to catch this move, bro, unless you front ran it. Like, obviously, you could have front run this. But you are right that there is a very nice setup here. So we have a major resistance level. And by the way, I go over this in that YouTube video. Please go back. Please go and watch it. It's free game. There's a lot of gems in there. But RTY has taken liquidity above this major supply zone or resistance level. And RTY is actually green on the day, which is crazy. So I'd be looking to see if there is a setup to get back to this liquidity level. What's crazy is that NQ. Wait a minute. Oh my God, regular trading hours. What the hell happened? Why am I... Oh, my shit is glitching. It reset my time zone. Okay. This makes sense now. NQ is pairing some of its loss. It was down over 1%. Now it's down 0.69%. Obviously, you can't trade this junk, but I want to see a big move. And that way, once we break out of here, out of this mess, then we'll potentially be able to take a clean trade here. Yeah, like I said, I think RTY is gearing up for a potential short. And by the way, I think I missed it. I think the short was here. I don't know what the hell was going on with my chart. I think this right here was the optimal short. I think RTY, if you took a short from half of this fair value gap, I mean, just to get to VWAP, you're already at a 2.5 to 1 trade. I think that was a short on RTY there. Fuck. Let's see if we can... if we can dig deeper into the golden pocket in this fair value gap, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I think it passes by. But good call out, Scotty. That is the cleanest chart so far. That was a short, guys. That was a fucking 2.5 to 1 short right there. This thing is gonna go to VWAP. This thing is coming right here. Yeah, that was a 2.5 to 1 trade, man. Good find, Scotty. Good find on the chart. I don't know what was wrong with my trading view. It had reset the time zones and indicators. For some reason, it was on replay. But this is a clean 2.5 to 1 short. Look at that. That would have been one and done. You would have been done with the trade, off to the golf course or wherever, the gym or wherever. See, this is coming down. This is coming down to VWAP. Oh, yeah. Please tell me somebody took that. One at 1860, so I look smart. I don't blame you, bro. That is a deep retracement, but fuck. That's it. That would have been your TP right there. And I was just saying, like, if you watch that video, the previous video, in that video, I say the reason that I trade RTY is when NQ and ES look horrendous and don't give you a trade. If you jump to the small cap index, RTY is based on the Russell 2000. That can sometimes give you a clean trade. That was a clean trade right there. My God. Rich, what's going on? Looking at Disney right now. I think Disney is good for a long. Not a swing trade. I'm saying a long-term buy. Palantir on the weekly looks great for longs around 1130. 50% on the monthly bullish. Yeah, I think so too, Ophir. Tesla seems to have filled the FVG and is struggling at 217. Do you think 219 is possible? Dude, brother, if we're at 215, do you think 217 is possible? Of course. It's like right, it's like right there. It's like right there. Yeah, plus the fact we already hit 217 a billion times today. Tesla is untradeable here. This is untradeable. You want to see a breakout in a certain direction. Scotty, man, I'm sick over that RTY. I missed that trade. Someone, Ophir, I think, was talking about 1130. Yeah, I mean, let's see. 1130. Well, no, bro. 1130 doesn't represent 50% of this previous run. Even if you took it from the bottom of 2022, 50% on Palantir is $13. Maybe you're talking about the golden pocket or the 0.618. Maybe that's what you're talking about. But the 50%, no, is at $13. And that's where VWAP is too, by the way. So maybe that's what you meant. Bro, I'm sick about this trade. It went straight to our profit target too. Wallahi, that would have been one and done right there, man. One and done right there. And it's only 7:30 on the West Coast. Like, you could literally have the day to yourself if you catch something like that. Anonymous, thank you so much for your donation, $20. Another anonymous $40 donation. Appreciate you. Irk, $50 to HCF. You guys are making this an expensive week for me. Michael Jones, $20 to HCF. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. You guys are definitely making this an expensive week for me. In a good way. In a good way. Because I'm going to be matching all your donations. So for sure. Crypto Grader says, Wallahi. Bro, I love how Wallahi has become like slang in some circles. It is one of the most gangster words. If you take a fib from the low to the high of the monthly FVG on Palantir, oh, you're taking it from the FVG. I'm talking about not from the FVG. I'm saying the move, the entire range on Palantir, not the FVG, just the range. You get around $13. Oh man. So there was one clean move this morning. I mean, I just need something to pop in either direction. I just need something to pop in either direction. Now I'm looking to take out these lows on ES. And on NQ even lower. Before making a move. Unless we get a huge pop this way, then I would love to trade the retracement long. You feel me? Ooh, all right. RTY looks like the index to trade today, by the way. It's the only one that's providing clean moves. Sorry, Z can't donate from Costa Rica. No problem, Carlos. It's all in the intention, bro. RTY still okay for a short? No, dude. No, the move has been missed. You can't just randomly short something that was an opportunity 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Watch out for revenge trade? Nah, bro. I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that. Look at the grays on the side of my head, bro. Thankfully, one of the virtues of being old like me is I've done all my revenge trading early in my life. I literally have zero impulse to revenge trade. It doesn't even cross my mind. Now, there are times I will take stupid trades out of boredom or something, but no revenge trades. The market is meandering for now. Maybe we get a clear direction after the European close at 11:30 Eastern. Yeah, London closes 11:30. I agree. I agree. Oh, I should say, guys, free mastermind. This is usually something that we only do with the Academy lifetime and annual members. But we have a free mastermind. We're putting this on. I'm going to be going over futures trading, selling option strategies, risk management, etc. This is absolutely free. Check the link in the description, all right? Make sure that you check the link in the description. This is absolutely free. It will probably be the second link in the description if I'm not mistaken. But it's August 27th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you check that out. Once the wait list is filled, just like last time, I think we got, I mean, we went well over 1,000. We can only cap it at 1,000. So once that wait list is filled, then it's donezo. Then it's donezo. All right. What are you guys trading here? Brian Klein, thank you so much for your $20 donation. Appreciate you. Are you planning for any NVIDIA trades next week? No, man. My NVIDIA trade, my perfect NVIDIA trade was an iron condor that I was going to open on Monday. I was going to open the short put side here and then the short call side here. Just signed up, Robert Russell. Yes, and the rest of you should sign up as well. How do you drink your coffee? Black. Come on, bro. What do you think this is? Mohammed, what do you think this is, bro? Black, dude. I meant to ask if 219 on Tesla is a fair target once the resistance at 217 is broken. Tesla has no direction today. Look at this. So there is no setup here that I can tell you about, Kevin. Once Tesla establishes a direction, then I can tell you. But pre-market high, you're right. This was the pre-market high, was at 217. Can it get to 219? Yeah, of course. But there's no direction. There's no trade here. So there's no reason to even consider this. I like my coffee how I like my women. That was a Chris Rock joke, wasn't it? He said, I like my coffee like I like my women, Puerto Rican. Fucking Chris Rock. I mean, do you make espresso or what is it with these questions, bro? No, it's just brewed black coffee. It's just you know why I don't enjoy espresso? It's too tiny of a drink, bro. I don't like it. It's too small. All right, NQ gearing up for a potentially nice trade here. 10-4, your videos are really helpful. Thanks for that. Appreciate you, Kevin. Sign up for the free mastermind if you're not in the academy, Kevin. I want to see you there. Kevin. And Mohammed, ask me all the coffee jokes on the mastermind. Do you grow your own coffee beans? Yeah, bro, they're in the back with the freaking chickens in the backyard. Yes. Alia says, you guys are really creative with the questions this morning. I can barely open my eyes. Alia, you don't have to say if you don't want to, but are you Egyptian? I'm just asking because of your last name. And no, guys, I'm not Egyptian, so don't guess that. What are your favorite long buys at this price? I'm going to tell you, Sandra. Oh, Alia says yes. Ding, ding, ding. I get a free Chipotle card for guessing right. Living in Toronto, though? Oh, there's a hella good Egyptian restaurant in Toronto. I used to work in Toronto. I used to work for Rogers. Not for Rogers, but the company I worked with had a contract with Rogers. So I used to travel to Toronto all the time and roam the streets of Yonge. King Street, Queen Street, Yonge, Dundas. I'm very familiar with Toronto. I mean, it's not really that big of a city, so. All right. Oh, what? Did I miss a meeting? Hold on. I might have missed a meeting with the squad. Nope. Cool. Yes, NQ breaking out. Hopefully we get the market turning green here. Have you ever traded while flying? Yes, it is the worst. It is the worst. Because the Wi-Fi absolutely, like you guys that have been on flights, I don't know if this is just recent, hoping that we get Starlink on all flights now, but the internet on on flights are the worst, because sometimes you'll jump on the flight and you'll expect to do some work or do some trading, and they're like, oh, the internet's down, and you have like a 13-hour flight. So yes, I've tried trading. I definitely don't recommend it. I definitely don't recommend it. Michelle. What's going on, Michelle? Some clarity around VWAP. When a stock pops, it's a good entry, and also good entry in its return to VWAP, as the stock will always return if it moves too far in the direction. Yes, VWAP can act like a magnet. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. Shouldn't be considered a good support or resistance. But just like in that RTY trade that I was talking about, the reason that I had my target here was because VWAP was very close by. So if it's moving towards the direction of VWAP, you generally will get some stoppage around VWAP. Like you'll see here on the S&P 500. You'll see here on the S&P 500 at around market open, we have some you have some staying power around VWAP before it goes down. And then when we come back up, if we are going in the direction of VWAP, you will see VWAP act as sort of a magnet where price can stick around for a little bit, but it's not support or resistance. However, it is a really good profit target in the short term. So let's say if you're taking a long and VWAP is up ahead, you can use VWAP as a profit taking target, as long as the risk to reward is, 2 to 1 or whatever it is that you're searching for. So VWAP definitely does act like a magnet, not really support or resistance, but you will see price stick to it. It's very algorithmically programmed for sure. My daughter thinks you're just saying WAP when you say VWAP. Apparently now I'm trading with Nicki Minaj. What? My God. So you don't like Turkish coffee? Oh my God, bro. You guys with the coffee question. Turkish coffee is one of my favorite, but I end up drinking like 10 of them. And it has to be after like a big salty kebab meal, right? Like you got your kebab, you got your salads, you got the hummus, maybe some sujuk, some sausage, right? And you got to get that like really salty, hearty taste in your mouth, and then it's time for Turkish coffee. But I usually can't drink just one. I'll have like 10 in a row. The market's gonna mess around and turn green, guys. This is what we want to see here. What are we going to do at equal highs on the NASDAQ here? We established these highs after market open. This is a very important level here. Can we break out with displacement here, right? And get full body candles above these equal highs, or will we just take liquidity and head back down? This is the big question now. VIX is actually climbing, not going down. So let's see. Sandra, you were saying, what are your favorite long buys? There aren't a lot, but there are a couple. Tesla, I love Tesla here. I really, really love Tesla here. So on Tesla, we are at previous resistance from February, right? As you see here, this is where Tesla is. I mentioned before the 50% retracement of the previous rally. That's where we're at currently. And we're 28% down from highs. To me, this is a great buy point on Tesla. Doesn't mean that we're not going to go lower. No, that's not what it means. But for me, this is a steal of a discount where once this goes away, people are going to ask if they can buy Tesla again, right? Apple, I'm looking at around 160, right? Again, if you just use the fib, it will usually give you a very nice buy point. So 50% retracement from the previous rally in February, we're right around there. So you could dollar cost average into Apple here. But a longer term 50% retracement point from the January rally is around 160. I think Apple 160 would be a steal, but we may never get there because this was major resistance for Apple here going back to last year, and we now could see it act as support. Another thing you could do is pull out the volume profile and see where we have. Okay, this is very interesting. Going back to December 2021, right now, we've seen the most volume that we've seen on Apple is at 170, right where we're at right now. So actually, for the long term, I think Apple is a dollar cost average here. For sure. And if you get to 160, even a better buy point. So I think Apple, I think Tesla, I think the S&P, because we are now below the 50-day moving average, and we had the 821 cross. I do think the S&P can fall even more to between 420 and 430. The SPY, I mean. But yeah, I like those three things here: the SPY, Apple, and Tesla. For sure. Not interested in Meta for me. I don't believe in the metaverse. I keep saying this. People thought that I was saying that Meta can't go any higher. Guys, if you're on the stream, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. There's 540 of you here and only 250 likes. Give it a thumbs up. Let other people find the stream. It takes 2 seconds. Appreciate you. Thank you. AMD, could be a good buy. I do think it's a bit overvalued, but it has been a lot higher, unlike NVIDIA. So AMD did hit a height of 160. I think price point wise, it's decent, but for me, I think the company is a bit overvalued. But I think price point wise is decent. And really, those are the major things that I like. Let me check on XLF. I think XLF will be a buy point again soon. This is the financial sector of the S&P 500. I think if it falls back into this trend line, XLF could be a buy, and then XLV is healthcare. It's okay. XLV is okay. XLK, which is the technology sector of the S&P 500. I mean, you may as well just buy the QQQ. But this could be a dollar cost averaging point as well too, because this was previous resistance. But I would much rather buy the Qs than just buy XLK, honestly. So hopefully that helps. Soner says sukuk. Oh, yeah, it depends on the language, Soner. That's what Turkish people say, right? Sukuk. In Armenian, I think it's sujuk, if I'm not mistaken, and in Arabic, it's sujuk. So it really depends on where you're from, but it's the same thing. It's that spicy ass sausage, bro. It's really good. That sounded funny. I know. Don't clip this. Aisha says, good morning, Z. How are you going to ask our ethnicity but not tell us yours? I can't tell you my ethnicity, because if I do, then nobody can claim me. Right now I'm being claimed by Chinese people, by Ethiopians, Turkish people, Greeks. I'm being claimed by a lot of people right now. And I can't, if I tell you my ethnicity, then I'm going to lose my status among the very fine people of the world. And I can't risk that. That's a big risk. Don't trade WAP. Too much slippage. Oh my God. Y'all are crazy. What would you pay for ringside Elon versus the lizard? Bro, this drives me crazy. Like, you want to know how I know that someone's an Elon fanboy is when they think he actually has a chance. If this fight was even to happen, which it's not. The fact that you think Elon has a chance, right? Elon is like your dad's age. One, he has the body of like an overgrown Oompa Loompa. right? He's unathletic. He's really heavy, and he's in his 50s, dude. Versus a guy who's super fit, still in his 30s, and actually trains, right? Like, if you ever walked into a boxing gym or a jiu-jitsu gym, like, just get a guy who's a blue belt or someone who's been training in boxing for 2 years and put them against a dude who might even be stronger than him, who's never trained. The guy who's trained, even for 1 or 2 years, is going to be like steps ahead of the guy who hasn't trained, let alone if one guy's in his 30s and the other guy's overweight in his 50s. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. And no, I wouldn't watch that. It would be a shit show. It's Suzuk. Your pronunciation was good. When would you start buying Google? I bought Google in the 80s and 90s. It's going to be very hard for me, Sandra, to buy Google here. It's going to be very hard for me to buy Google here because of my cost basis. So for me, I'm not buying Google. That's my personal opinion. Wallah, you're Lebanese? Wallah, I'm not. I'm master. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. On my mom's grave, I'm not. David Blaine. David Blaine's brother? What's David Blaine? What's his race? Is he just black and white? You look... Hey, Himso says, you look a lot like my cousin and I'm Mexican. Orale, what's your cousin's name, bro? Sleepy? Casper? What's his name? Z, just tell everyone that you're Boricua, man. We all know. He's Dominicano. Z is Araki. Wow. David Blaine is half Jewish, half black. Makes sense. Like Drake. Miguel. Your cousin's name is Miguel? What's this? What do they call him, though? What do they call Miguel? Turkish coffee is the best damn thing. It's amazing, yeah. Qatar. No, dude, I'm not from the Gulf. I love the Gulf, but I'm not from the Gulf. They need to give me a golden visa, though. UAE or Qatar, like someone, just give me a golden visa so I can chill there and not have to worry about being deported. Do you have any videos on your channel regarding tips for trading while traveling? Yeah, but not like, maybe I should make a specific video about that. Maybe I should make a specific video about that. But I mean, you can pick up tips within the different videos where I am not at home. But yeah. Is it a good day to sell puts on Tesla? Bart says. It depends, Bart. It depends. Z, people think Elon's money can fight for him versus Zuck. I mean, they're both billionaires. It's not like Elon can hire a trainer that Zuck can't. Like, once you get past 100 billion or whatever, it doesn't even matter, bro. There's no way you can spend that money, right? So on Tesla, when you say, is it a good day to sell puts? Yes. I mean, when the market is red, put values are high. So if you're saying, if you're calling that a good day, then yeah, I mean, it's a good day by those standards, but whether you should sell puts or not depends on the price that you want to pay for Tesla. Does that make sense? So if you don't want to get assigned for on Tesla, then there isn't any good day to sell Tesla. But if you don't mind getting assigned, then yeah, obviously you want to sell puts when it's red, and you want to sell at a price point that you don't mind being assigned for, right? So like, oh shit, the ZT trade is cracking right now. We are at 400. I want this to shoot to the thousands. Like, I want bond yields to get slammed because of this overblown fear of Evergrande, and I want yields to tank so that the treasuries start going up. Obviously, this is not a huge position. There was a lot of risk with taking this position, but if we actually get a nice rally in bonds, this will be up thousands. So I'm okay with the position size here. And by the way, I set my stop limit already. My stop limit is at break even. So we're playing with house money here. Now, for those of you that just joined the stream, I took this trade from the last stream, not from this stream. This was from Wednesday's stream is when I took this trade from the FOMC meeting minutes. Are you a perma bull in the long term? Yeah, of course. I mean, dude, don't take it from me. Here's the S&P. Whoops. Here's the S&P 500 monthly chart. Like, how would you? This is like over 100 years. How would you not be a perma bull? Of course, I'm a perma bull. What is each tick size in ZT? This is a very good question, Seba, because we are going to be going over this in the free mastermind, which you guys should sign up for. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to trade futures. But here, we'll do it for the good of the group here. And I'll show you how to calculate this. So if you look at the tick sizes, right, for different futures, if we go to ZT, you can see here that it's 15.625 per 1/128th, okay? That means that if you multiply 15.625 times 128, you get $2,000. So for each full point move in ZT, right? For each, where's my chart? For each full point move in ZT, wow, goddamn. Where, like, let's say it goes from 10, where I bought was 101.10.1. If it goes to 102.10.1 right here, that's going to be 2,000 per contract, right? So 2 contracts will be 4,000. So I'm hoping for a big move before Jackson Hole. Now, I don't know that we'll get all the way up there, but if this thing starts rallying, then I can continue moving my stop limit up. Right now, my stop limit is actually a break even. So I'm up 400 and change on there. And the worst case scenario is I leave with 0 and I don't lose any money. So hopefully that makes sense. Is there any negatives to selling puts that expired today? Bro, no, the market has 0 risk. Ty, bro, of course, man. There's a risk to every move you make in the market. What do you mean, is there any negatives? Of course, bro. Like, if you're asking a question like that, honestly, you shouldn't be trading yet. I think you should be paper trading. I'm telling you for your own good. Of course, there are negatives. Like, what if you get assigned and you don't want to get assigned? Then what? Then what? If you don't mind getting assigned, then no. I mean, shit, no negatives. But you're not going to get a ton of value here. There's no risk with selling puts that expired today. Like, what are you trying to sell puts at? Here, we'll pull up the chart for Tesla. Did we get a confirmation? You should get an email confirmation, yes. I mean, dude, like, what you gonna sell the 210 puts for 58 cents? I mean, sure, yeah. Or I'm sorry, the 210 puts for 23 cents. Like, You want to make $23? Yeah, you sell those. You could sell the 215 puts for $144, but there's a high chance you get assigned because we're now at 214.93, so these are in the money. You would have to go very close to the money for it to be worth it. Otherwise, if you just go a couple steps out of the money, now you're dealing with 12 cents, 6 cents, 4 cents. Like, what's the point of your fees are going to be near what you pay for this? So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a ton of premium. Like, what if you're going to sell puts? Why not go out to at least next week? The 210 will pay you $375. The 207.50 will pay you $300. The 205 will pay you $236. And if you go even further out, this is crazy. Like, you could sell the October. You could sell the October 195 puts for almost $1,000. That means that if Tesla never goes to 195 by October, you keep $1,000 for free. And if you get assigned, you're getting assigned Tesla at $185, which is insane. Why futures green? They're not green. What futures are you looking at, dude? You're looking at the Bangladeshi stock market? Futures are red. They're not green. Not gonna lie, you just helped me a lot with my trading. Was about to quit. Dude, I'm not gonna tell you obviously what to do. I would say don't quit. There are ways that you can learn trading without there are ways that you can learn trading without having to drain your account. For sure. And I don't think that you should quit at all. I think that this is attainable. I think this is doable. And I think you can learn without getting your ass handed to you. No worries, Ty. Appreciate the question, bro. Someone said you missed the perfect setup on ES. This isn't the perfect setup because we had these highs here. You could have scalped ES for sure if you were only looking for a scalp. You could have taken a scalp on ES from this fair value gap to these equal highs, but you could not project that ES would go, well, with confidence, that ES would go higher than these equal highs. So, yeah, you could have taken a nice little scalp here. But like I said earlier, bro, I'm waiting for us to get a big displacement above this level, and then I'll go long on the retracement. What do you know about Bangladesh? I know Bangladeshi food's fucking amazing. That's what I know. And they have great tea in Bangladesh. Especially the one with milk and sugar. Thank you, Z, for teaching me how to use FEG along with FIB for retracement. Having trouble staying in long enough for my targets to hit, but I'm slowly getting better. You're the best. Thank you, Manic Mike. You're the best. Yeah, man. I mean, this stuff is you will start seeing yourself get better over time. And that's the goal. Okay, we're now getting a beautiful, beautiful candle above these highs. Where do we have? So our London high is going to be, this is our London high, actually. This right here is our London high on ES. Would love to take a trade to London high. Gunmetal, don't get any ideas, bro. London high doesn't mean that you go in the back of a dumpster in East London and get high. London high means the high of London, of the London session. Whee! I want to take this. Any chance you could share your thoughts on SoFi? What kind of thoughts you looking for, bro? Any chance you could clarify your question? You talking about a day trade? You're talking about options? Are you talking about it's cash flow? What are you talking about? I want to take this long for sure, for sure. To decide, okay, I might set up a long from here. And then let's see what's below here. I really might set up a long from here. And if that doesn't work out, I will likely want to get stopped out here. And then set up a long from lower. Or I could just leave it open if I am targeting London high. Z is from Lebanon? I promise you I'm not from Lebanon, bro. It is some of the best food in the world, though. Crash coming. Evergara says mango or mofongo. They both have plantains, bro. So I like both mango and mofongo. They both have plantains. Lebanese food is elite. Yeah, it's top tier, bro. Lebanese food is S tier for sure. Lebanese food is God tier for sure, for sure. All right, I'm going to take a trade here. Yeah, I'm going to take a trade here. Join the bid. And I'm hoping I will likely add to a contract at 43.6975. Let's do that. No, maybe 43.69. Yeah, I want to add to 43.6975. So if we get here, I'm going to pick up another one. God damn it. No. Pick up another contract. All right. Well, I guess it doesn't want to pick up another contract, and this is going without me. Well, we're up 175 already. I had another contract set down here. I mean, 200 scalp, $200 on a quick scalp would be amazing. But I don't want to close this. I don't want to close this. Let's see what this looks like. Oh my God. Guys, we're up 250 in 2 seconds. Let's go for that London high. I was hoping that it would come back and take my con. And you know what you could do now, by the way? We're playing with house money, right? You can easily come down here and now set your stop limit to your entry. And then now you're playing with house money. Oh my God, 300 in 2 seconds, guys. Go buy yourself a PS5. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's think about this strategically. I'm going to set a stop limit at break even, right? So now we're playing with house money. I just want to see. We're almost going to turn green on ES. And by the way, this is the last day for 50% off the Academy. Make sure you click the link in the description. It's at the absolute last day. But I mean, quick 300. I'm not gonna close it. You can close it. And if I made you $300 per contract, good job. I want to get to London. I eventually want to get to London high. I feel like the VIX is already dropping. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Decisions. I'm going to set a stop limit at, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. We're up 325. I'm going to set my stop limit at where I entered, right? Okay, this is the smart thing to do. I'm going to set a stop limit where I entered. There. I'm going to take out this limit here. So now I have my open position. I'm going to set a stop limit where I entered. Why? Because I'm playing with house money now, right? So here's the logic behind this. And if I get stopped out, whatever. It's no skin off my back. But we got the perfect entry. Almost the bottom of this fair value gap. So if we get back down there, then this long is likely invalidated and I lose $0. And then I would look for an entry potentially from below here, although I don't think we'll get there because I think we did have you know, what do you call this thing? Oh my God, I'm mincing words right now. An SR flip here. Right? Or I don't know, a breaker, whatever you want to call it. But we have this candle here. Sorry, this is getting a little messy. And so when we wick down into this fair value gap, this was also the previous high. All right. So I'm going to leave my stop limit at break even. We're up 350 on this. I wish that it came back down and opened more contracts. Wow. I might just let me see. We have a high here. The market wants to fuck around and turn green. I might just flatten this and take my 450 on the day. Boom. 450. And I got to hit flatten because I have a stop limit down there. All right. So 450 on the day here. And what is ZT getting us? So we're up 330 on ZT and 450 on ES. Not a bad day. Respectable. Hit that thumbs up if you guys like that trade and you want me to live stream more. We will do that. So hit that thumbs up. And I promise you I will live stream more. Just trading. There's 500 of you here. If you want another trade, hit that thumbs up. $4.50 in 2 seconds. Yeah, bro. I'm out. Thanks for the trade. Appreciate you, Casey. Who else got in on that trade? Live stream every day. Hit that thumbs up, guys. And I will do the live trading. Now we look for another entry. We're playing with house money now. See, here was my thinking. Let me run through the trade. I did make 410. Awesome. Here was my thinking. Once we got into this fair value gap, I didn't want to miss the long. So I was comfortable taking a long from here. But also, if we did fall below, I wanted to pick up more contracts here to average out my price. Now, we ended up not picking up more contracts here. And we just long, like it was just a one contract from here. So I would have loved to have one contract here and then pick up 2 contracts if we fell down to this imbalance. My bias was still long, even if we fell down here, because if you look here, you have the golden pocket, and we also had a fair value gap here. How much money did you use for this trade? My stop limit, I just erased it. My stop limit was 2 points, so $100. 100 to make 450 is what I risked. What a badass trade. I wish I did. If I did 3 contracts, I would have been done for the day. Oh. Let me check on the chat real quick. All right. Yo, Zeets, Tor from the Academy. Chris Tor, what's going on, bro? Oh, you're Tor. Awesome. I've got to join the Discord. Dan, bro. Last day for 50% off monthlies is literally the last day. So up to you guys. Just got out for 550 gain, Abraham says. Wasn't even planning on trading today. Awesome, dude. Well, hopefully you can take your loved one out for a good dinner. Love your content, Z. Appreciate you. Thank you, Abraham. What's going on, Jensen? All right, guys. I've been live streaming for a couple hours. It's time to head back to the Academy and live stream. Live stream for the Academy. So gonna jump back to the Discord, and I'm gonna go live with the community. Again, it's the last day for 50% off. Make sure you take advantage of that if you've ever thought about joining. And then the free mastermind August 27th. Once these signups are gone, it's done. This is absolutely free, so make sure that you sign up here. Good luck, fellow traders. Have a great rest of your trading week. Hope this is not a dumb question, but do you show folks how to spot trades? Bro, yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't want to call you a dumb question. I don't want to call you dumb or say your question is dumb. Valid answer. I mean, I honestly don't know how other communities are run, but yes, I mean, we give the pre-entry and then the entry and then the stop limit and then the take profit. For those of you that are in the Discord, you can tell Dan what's going on. They'll tell you. But in my view, it is the most complete community because we're not only doing day trades on options and futures, but also I'm giving you my long-term analysis on the stock market too, right? I'm way down in Riot stock. Should I sell it or no? I don't know, bro. What was your plan when you bought it? You should have had a plan before you bought it. So I don't know. You made the decision to buy it. Now you got to make the decision what you want to do. Plus, I don't know your cost basis. I don't know what your what part of your portfolio represents. If you're down on Riot, it means you probably bought at the highs. Because this thing was all the way down at $3, and now it's at 11, falling from 20. So maybe you chased a little bit. I don't know. Up to you, bro. I don't know why I can't find ES on my Thinkorswim. Dean, just type ES. It's this one. E mini S&P 500 futures. Oh, your Thinkorswim? You need to type /ES. Like this. /ES. And it comes up. So on Thinkorswim for all futures trades, for all futures, you have to type /. So ZT is /ZT. I'm just going to leave this ZT trade open until next week and see if we can get a rise in bonds. Yeah, I'm not interested in SE, honestly, Stray, until the financials look better. Chris Dwar says they're showing you the logic behind the move, and then we'll give you material to reference if you need it. Been in 6 Discords. This is honestly the best I've been in. No one's paying me for this. Oh, Chris Dwar, dude, that is what a great compliment, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Green all week from the mastermind. Humble and grateful. Thanks, Z. Appreciate you, Jason. What about Tesla? What about it? Ask me a more specific question, Akash. All right. Yes, looks like it's gonna drop now. I'm out of the trade, bro. It can do whatever it wants. Best channel for serious trading. Appreciate you, NG. Why do you think ES looks like it's gonna drop? I think chances are, like, I think you could long it here again. And you have London high right here. When I hop off, I might actually take this long. Undecided yet, but this is a very tight stop here. Let's see, actually, if you scroll down. You do have a bunch of orders here. Okay. I would probably take this long with a very tight stop. If we got here, this would be an awesome long. So I would take this long to London high, and you're talking about a 6.5 to 1 trade. And your stop would be $100 per contract. So risking $100 to make 600, to make 650, I would take that for sure. Max Payne 435, and we're bang on that right now. Yeah, bro, but you have 4 hours left. 4.5 hours left. Click the link in the description, Dean, if you're interested. And use the code SUMMER SALE. 50% off the first 3 months. Anyway, guys, I got a trade with the crew. Can't leave them hanging. For those of you in the Discord, I will see you in here in about 2 seconds. For those of you that are not, last chance to get 50% off. Totally up to you. But appreciate you guys joining. Thank you guys so much for the donations. Follow me on Instagram if you want proof of me matching your donations. I've been matching them all week, but follow me if you want proof of that, or if you just want to follow a fun page with trading and finance content as well as travel. So follow me on Instagram. We'll be posting my donation later. Appreciate you guys for the donations. Thank you guys for watching. Glad that I made you guys some money, and I'll see the rest of you right here in the academy.